Alright, and welcome back for another episode of American Truck Simulator. We have an amazing video planned today. Absolutely excited for this. What are we doing today? Well, let's get into it. We got a job and we are starting 9 to 5 for US Bottle Beverages. That's right. We are a company man today. STS, if you're listening, this immediately needs to be in the game. I do not know why this is not in the game, but it absolutely should be. Let's jump on into the game and let's talk about the exact route we're doing today. Alright, take a look at this delivery job we have lined up for us today. We will be making a total of 13 stops around the Bay Area today in California, starting out in San Jose, working our way up to Oakland for a few stops, and then spending the rest of our afternoon in San Francisco before we head back down to San Jose to make one more drop and head back to the depot. This is going to be amazing. So, alright, it is currently 4:20 in the morning. We've got a trailer to load up here. We are at our depot and we are cleared to depart as soon as we get our load put into our truck. A couple quick things. We are using a company truck. This is a Mack Anthem running a 370 horsepower Cummins ISX and a 10-speed Eaton Fuller transmission with 410 gears. This is geared for city driving, so this is going to be super cool to take a lower horsepower truck and rip on through the Bay Area. Without further ado, let's get this truck loaded up. Alright. I am so excited. I'll be pulling the map up throughout the journey today just to make sure that we don't get lost. We've done the route a couple times during our training, but this is the first day on the job solo doing the full route delivery by myself. So we are in for a treat and perhaps some misadventures, but we will do our absolute best. Again, thanks for watching. Thanks for joining my channel here. I'm hoping to grow this channel over the next year. My goal is to hit 100 videos by the end of 2025. And with your help and with your support, we'll get there. Alright, cold start. Cummins ISX, 10-speed Eaton Fuller, 410 gears. This is going to be amazing. Alright, we are all loaded up and ready to roll. Our first two stops actually today are going to be in San Jose before we make our way up to Oakland. And they are not far at all. They are both Aeron gas stations. And they are expecting us. Let's make our way out of this depot. Hit the streets. Since 1898, USBB has been serving all across the country. And I am happy to be here working for them today. They even gave me this company shirt, company hat. Let's go. Alright, let's talk to them before we head out. We are cleared. First stop's going to be straight across. Crossing this road here, and we'll be there in a few minutes, trying to get there before the traffic really starts to pick up. That's one thing I am worried about today, is how bad will this Bay Area traffic be? We shall find out, but so far it looks quiet out and I am happy with that. Sun started to come up. Alright, we left the depot I think just around 5 a.m. and here is our first stop, Aeron Gas, West San Jose. Oh my goodness. And I'm gonna pull up near the car wash and that's where we'll unload for the day. Not surprised, it is getting to be rush hour. So I don't expect people to be super kind today, but that's what a local delivery driver has to deal with, I guess. Just local folks commuting, impatient. But we've got a job to do, and let's do it professionally. They didn't give me this outfit for no reason. They said, Kev, we saw your driving record. You've got skills, no doubt. Let's get our hazards on. Can you do local? Are you willing to do what it takes to deliver local? And I said, let's try, why not? Alright, I don't want to back too far into this. We need to give ourselves some room to maneuver, so I think we'll pause right there. Alright, let's hop out. Let's take a look at this truck while we get this load delivered. Wow. Absolutely amazing. The truck, love it. Real fleet look. It's got a little bit of extra stripes going on it, just to show that, hey, it's a little bit special. And then this trailer, 28-foot reefer, single axle, roll-up doors. Oh, come on, with the USBB logo, it looks so good. This looks so good. Let's pull up the map here, and we'll see again where we're heading to next. This is stop number 1. So stop number 2 is the Air and Gas in East San Jose. So let's make our way over there. All right. Well, that went well. And got a whole day ahead of us, so let's not waste any more time. It's 5:37. And if you're new to my channel, first of all, welcome. I appreciate you taking the time to tune in and watch my videos. My goal is to upload 2 to 3 times a week, mainly American Truck Sim and a little bit of X-Plane. However, there are a couple other games that I might dip into. I'm not sure if they'll end up here on the channel, but it is greatly appreciated to have you watching us here today as we do our 9 to 5 local. This light needs to change. Come on. We are wasting time here. Here we go. It is so fun being in a truck. Sub 400 horsepower. 28-foot trailer, 4x2 chassis. You wouldn't really see this configuration if you were doing OTR or long distance trucking, but for regional, I mean, I'm grateful ATS put it in the game. However, if they're watching this, they need to do something to implement this. All right, we're making a left here, and we can see our depot where we just came out of. So we'll give them a honk as we pass on by. Wow, that sun is really starting to come up. So, I don't know what it would take for SCS to implement something like this into the game, but to me, it seems like it is entirely doable. We have some of these cities now that have gotten so complex, and this is the California rework. And I've only really explored the Bay Area, which is where I'm located in real life, and the fact that they have this much modeled tells me that maybe it's something they're working on, but to me, it would be a home run, absolute home run if they could pull this off. Multi-stop deliveries, you know, emphasis on local, regional. You know, not everything has to be OTR, long distance. Being able to make a multi-stop delivery, or LTL as it's known in the industry, it'd be amazing. So we're making our way over to East San Jose, and we are not too far from our next stop, which is again another Air and Gas station. And it's not this one up here on the right, it's actually going to be at that next light further down and on the left-hand corner. Alright. And this is us. Just sneak through Fuel Island real quick. And we'll park up next to that tow truck and back in sort of in front of the dumpsters there. I will say it is so hard to back up these short little trailers. And I don't know, maybe it's the combination of this new truck and the small trailer, but it is very difficult. We'll see if that gets us into trouble. Alright, let's hop out and get this next load delivered. Alright, that was not too bad. Let's jump back in, and we're going to be heading north up Interstate 880 to make 2 stops in Oakland, California, my home city. So if we can wrap things up today by, let's say, 3 p.m., that'd be amazing. However, with traffic, it could take us all day. I won't lie. This could take us all day. So it is important that we are as efficient as possible. Make no mistakes, and drive safely. All right, this is going to be us up here on the right. See the signs for Interstate 880 north towards Oakland. Alright. We don't need to take these turns as wide. We're not hauling such a large trailer. So we can really take it easy here. What's this car gonna do? Okay, you're going straight. Alright, time to make our way north. Interstate 880. And if you're new here, one of the things about my channel, at least for these American Truck Simulator videos, is that I don't use in-game GPS in the truck. I'll still look at a map if we need to, pause the game, but I like the added challenge of, we're going to get over one more lane. I love the added challenge of being able to read road signs, street signs, and make those deliveries. Obviously, when you're doing something long distance and you're, going 2,000 miles or 1,000 miles on the interstate or highway, it's pretty straightforward, right? You can follow the signs, you might know your exit, but when you start to get into these smaller jobs or getting to your last mile, sometimes I've noticed that SCS in certain cities or towns, there aren't any road signs to sort of indicate, okay, like on this main street, you're going to be making a left on, whatever that side street is that should have a street name in real life, and you would say, okay, I'm looking for that street. Doesn't always happen, but for something like this, which we're doing totally from our imagination, we've had time to sort of get familiar with the entire Bay Area, and yeah, I'm excited to show you some of these locations. Alright, we're coming up on Oakland. You can see downtown off to our right here as we make our way north on 880. We'll have downtown Oakland to our right, and to our left we'll have the produce and waterfront, the Inner Harbor, and Jack London neighborhoods. And eventually, it'll lead us into the Port of Oakland, which is where our third stop is. So we're going to be taking this exit right up here. And we can see the port's off in the distance ahead of us and to our left. So really exciting to have a stop down in this area of the city. Wow, look at this. The graffiti. This feels authentic to the city of Oakland. At least this area. A lot of graffiti on these walls here. So I guess kudos to SES for modeling that. Sometimes it's pretty, sometimes it's art, but we know that a lot of times it's not, and that's unfortunate. But I can respect it in a video game because it does add to the liveliness of the game, right? Making this game feel real and lived in. That goes a long way. Wow, this looks really good. Alright, so we're heading west. This is the end of the edge of Oakland, as they say. West Oakland, Port of Oakland. And we've got a small little convenience store here that's attached to a scale and a gas station. And they have a little convenience shop, and they've got an order that we can deliver. Can we make that light? We will. Wow. Alright, we've got our port off to our right. Here are the scales, and this is our convenience store stop right up here on the left. Okay, hatches come on. And let's hop out and get this load delivered and make our way on to our next stop. Okay, that was not too bad. They're really friendly here. It's a nice company here to work with. Local, mom and pop, but yeah, they do sell a lot of drinks. I mean, obviously in this part of town, you're catering to a lot of the big rigs and the transportation companies here. So yeah, they must get a lot of traffic. I see they have a fuel station here and scales and a convenience store. So if you are taking loads out of the Port of Oakland, definitely stop here and get what you need from this mom and pop shop. Alright, we've got another stop to do in Oakland. This is going to be West Oakland, and it's going to be another convenience store. Today is not going to be all about dropping off at gas stations. We've got some interesting stops today. We've got convenience stores. We've got a lot of traffic. Oh, I need to make a right out of here. That sucks. Hey, Dirk's Crispy Chicken, you're supposed to keep this section clear. It literally says it. Alright. Alright, while we're stopped here, let's pull up our map here. So we've done stops 1, 2, and 3. We just hit Port Gas, and we're going to be heading to the mini market next in West Oakland. From there, after we've made that 4th drop, we're going to be spending the rest of the afternoon in San Francisco before we head back down to San Jose to end our route. If you were lucky enough to have your hometown or your home state covered in the game of American Truck Simulator or even Euro Truck Simulator, you'll know that feeling of being able to drive around and recognize some of the landmarks and see SCS's spin on how to capture, you know, an entire city or town or even an entire region. And I think, having done a couple practice runs and in this new profile for this video, that they did a really good job of capturing parts of the Bay Area that I'm very familiar with. I'll be honest, I'm less familiar with San Jose. I've been down there, you know, off and on, but I've never lived down in San Jose, so I don't have a lot of experience with, you know, what the individual neighborhoods are like. But I've lived in San Francisco, I've lived in Oakland, I currently live in Oakland, and I will say that this is a really nice representation of a city. I recognize the landmarks, I recognize the neighborhoods, and it's the little details that SCS does that I think just make this game, you know, amazing 9 years after it's come out. And again, this is credit to SCS for having done a California rework in the last couple years. They did it when the game first came out. California was great. It was one of the only 2 states that came out with the game, and you know, several years later they decided to rework it, and they added a whole lot to this Bay Area, California region. I need to get over one. Alright, we're going to be making a left here at this next intersection where the Placer and Sons is, and the mini market will be right up there on the left, on the right, excuse me. And I don't want to pull up too far, block the intersection here, but we'll get a little closer. There we go, that'll do. Hey, I can minimize the amount of distance I'm traveling with the dolly. I'll take it. Alright, let's hop out and take care of this delivery. Alright, another great stop. Mini Market, West Oakland. Good peoples. Good peoples. Alright, so to make our way into San Francisco, we're actually going to head straight. And we'll be making a left here in a little bit to catch Interstate 80, which is the Bay Bridge from Oakland into San Francisco. I think this came out a couple years ago. Honestly, I don't think this is that new. And I just never really spent a lot of time when I was playing ATS in California, particularly in the Bay Area. So it was, oh man, we've got the traffic now. We've got the traffic now. I've got to make a left. And there's no light. And we are clear right. Alright, let's go. We left at 5 a.m. We've done 4 stops now. And it is basically 10 a.m. So we were averaging about a little over an hour per stop, which is probably not great considering we've got 13 stops. That's going to take over 12 hours, 13 hours, probably over 14 hours. See, in fuller 10 speed, I'll say I have not really been able to nail floating my gears. The timing compared to the 13 speed or the 18 speed I'm used to, the timing of the 10 speed just seems a little bit different. But I'm hoping to get a little bit of practice with it today, doing some city driving. Alright, we're not going to go crazy here because we've got the toll ahead of us here. There is no wide lane for trucks, I'll put it that way, so we've got to be just a little bit careful here. There we go. We've got some traffic up ahead that I don't want to hit. Oh my gosh. Okay. Bro, don't do that. Don't do that. Oh no, we've got real traffic up ahead. Okay, everybody calm down. We've got real, oh my gosh, real traffic up here. Is this a traffic jam? Come on, guys. Yeah, that was too real. That was too real. So the Bay Bridge is 2 spans. We've got an eastern span, which connects Oakland to Treasure Island. And we've got a western span, which connects Treasure Island to San Francisco. And we're in San Francisco city limit. So we'll be taking exit 2C to head into downtown San Francisco. And our first 2 stops in San Francisco are actually going to be along the Embarcadero, along the waterfront. So they'll be pretty straightforward stops. The first stop will be the ferry building, which we will have to back into a spot, I presume, or pull into a spot. And the second stop along the Embarcadero will be Pier 39. We'll be dropping off some beverages to a restaurant there. Alright, let's jump back in. Welcome to San Francisco, where I expect the traffic to get really bad. And it already is. This truck did not know what lane it needed to be in. We're gonna take it easy. We do not want to tip over on this exit, so we'll take it nice and easy as we come down here. If you have not visited California since they did the California rework, I encourage you to check this out. It is really well done. We're going to be making it right on the Fremont Street. And we'll be making a left up here onto Harrison, and then a left onto the Embarcadero. San Francisco waterfront. Or SCS, if you're still watching, you need to put this into the game. Multi-stop deliveries. You built some amazing cities, lots of industries to deliver to for long distance. Let's add in the ability to do multi-stop within a city or within a metro. It can be done, as I'm going to show you today. We are going to be pulling off here right after this crosswalk. And let's see, we can park behind the truck. Actually, that seems a little tight. Let's park between the truck and this white SUV. How am I going to do this? I guess I'll pull in and then pull back out to get the trailer to swing in. There we go. Okay, that'll work. Just let's keep that trailer swinging. There we go. And let's turn it. Okay. And let's pull forward. Okay, let's hop out and get this next delivery taken care of down here in the Embarcadero. Alright. That was a pretty straightforward delivery. We had a couple bottles to deliver. Nothing too bad. We're going to be staying in San Francisco a little bit and making our way further up the Embarcadero towards Pier 39 next. Okay, so we've done our 2 stops in San Jose, stops 1 and 2. We just finished stops 3 and 4 in Oakland, and we're currently wrapping up with stop number 5, which is the ferry building. So let's head over to Pier 39 next and continue on this journey. Alright, traffic is clear. Beautiful. Okay, we can see our stop up ahead. Let's make sure we're clear right up here. Yeah, got to be careful of not pulling off here and running into one of those streetcars or the city trams, the muni trams, and thankfully we did not run into that issue. Alright, this should be a pretty quick stop. Let's jump out and take care of this next load here. And how about SCS for the job on this truck? Looking absolutely amazing. And this is actually the backside of the 80s, right up here on our left. Oh, we've got some traffic now. This might take some time. Alright, traffic is finally moving. We've got our Eddies here on the left. So this Eddie's delivery, we should be in the dock door. This might be, I think, the only dock door delivery on our route today. This is where having a 4x2 chassis and a 28-foot reefer really comes in handy. I don't know how you would do it otherwise, to be honest. Are we clear of that? Ah, shoot, we're kind of not. Need to back up more. This is tight. I don't know how you bring a bigger truck in here, actually. Hazards come on. I think we might be able to get underneath this. Oh no, probably not. Okay, I need to be I'll pull up and to the right this time. Okay, we cleared all that. I don't want to hit that cement post there with the fence. Okay. Let's get under it. That's probably enough. This is... okay. Let's stop here. Straighten her out. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. This is very difficult. Okay, I see the door. We got this. Nice and easy. I think that's us. Alright, we bumped. Let's get the brakes on. And this is an easy delivery. We don't have to really get out of the truck. We're gonna open up the gates here, and they'll get us offloaded here. Alright. Another delivery down. Let's take a look at the map. And what do we have next? So we just dropped off at stop number 7, Eddie's, in the Marina District. So we're going to be heading up to the Presidio, to the Golden Gate Bridge. They've got a visitor center there that has a cafe, and that'll be our next stop. That was really hard. These little trailers. I don't know, I feel like it's a combination of the trailer, and we're off. Trailer mixed with this new truck and the mirrors. I don't know, I just find it so difficult to back a short trailer like this. And we're clear left. So far this day is going well. We have not had any accidents, no tickets, no red light violations, no speeding. As far as first days on the job go, this is going really well. We're going to be turning off to the right here. This is definitely our most sort of isolated drop of the day. Essentially heading up some small roads just to get over to the Welcome Center. But at USBB, we deliver anywhere. If you've got beverages that you need, frozen goods, come give us a call down in San Jose, and we'll get you set up here. We'll get you on a corporate account, get you on a weekly schedule, or whatever schedule you may need. We do have a couple schedules that are multi-day, and I know that there are some other jobs here with USBB that are more regional. We're going to be going straight. I think. Uh-oh. Shoot. I think left up here. Because straight ahead dead ends, and we don't want to be doing that. This feels right. You gotta climb this short little hill. This is where having 410 gears and a 10-speed Eaton will really help us. Again, we're only towing 22,000 pounds. And as we make our journey, in theory, the trailer should be getting lighter, but there's only so much we can roleplay in this video. But we started the day at 22,000 pounds of beverages, and I will not assume that the trailer will be empty at the end of the day. Sometimes we might have a refused delivery. It does happen. I just stalled the truck. No big deal. There we go. So normally I would just double park right where this motorcycle is. Keep it nice and easy. But I will not be able to do that. Oh, man. I'll just park right up here in one of these first spots. Alright. Let's hop out and get this next delivery taken care of. Another successful delivery at the Welcome Center. Iconic Golden Gate Bridge off behind us. Looks like we've got a stunt plane flying around. That's amazing. Wow. Oh, incredible. Let's pull up the map before we move on to our next stop, because this is where it starts to get a little bit tricky. I don't quite remember what happens after this, but I know that we're heading to Stops 9 and 10. We've got a gas station and hot dog up in Russian Hill. 8 stops in, on our way to our 9th. Things are going well. We made it to our next stop. We've got our Aaron gas station up here on the right, and like I said, right across the street we've got our hot dog shop. So we've got 2 drops to make. Let's get out of the truck and get both of those taken care of. Alright, so we just finished stops 9 and 10. We are almost done with the day. It is looking really good. Next up is Aaron Gas SFO down in the Mission, and then we've got another gallon gas for the first time over in Mission Bay. And I'm really enjoying this. I really wish SCS could implement this into the game. We've got the trucks for it. We've got the roads for it. We've got the cities built up around it. This is absolutely something SCS needs to be doing immediately. Alright, let's make our way up here. Hey, what's up, company truck? Hey. Driver, hey. Where you headed to? Driver. Nope, and they're speeding off. Okay, I see how it is. Alright, we've got downtown San Francisco directly ahead of us. And this is looking fantastic. And this is us up here on the right. This is one of the tightest stops, if not the tightest stop we have to make. So I actually have to be able to block the street, as crazy as that sounds. Just gonna watch that back trailer there. Really can't see anything on that left side, so I'm kind of blind. We're clear of the fuel island, so I'm not as worried anymore. Okay, let's pull forward. Oh, let's let this traffic go by. Okay, bit of a curb bump. And let's bring this trailer over. Don't really want to block the entire exit. Alright. And I think I'm still crooked. This trailer is so difficult. Beautiful. Okay, that'll do. Alright, that was tricky. Let's hop out and get this load delivered. So, we just left stop number 11. Aaron Gas SFO Mission District. We're going to be making a right out of here over to stop number 12, which is the gallon gas in Mission Bay. Clear left and clear right. And this is when I really appreciate not having a 53-foot pulling out of here. That little 28-foot pulled out just fine. Alright, so for this stop, I'm actually going to pull right up into the front between the building and the fuel island for this next delivery. And park right here. Alright. Let's hop out. Another successful drop. I just have to stop here and really admire this truck and this route. This proved to be a huge success today. We're not done yet. We've got a couple more stops to go. We are almost done with the day. We've got one more stop left. It is 3 p.m. So we've officially hit 8 hours since we left. So now, we should be getting time and a half. We're making a left out of here. I was really nervous on our first day that we'd be delivering, you know, well past 6, 7 p.m., which would have made it a, 12, 13-hour day. But it's 3:15. We've got one more stop to make. We're done in San Francisco, so this is going really well. And this is one of probably my favorite stop because we get to drive by the San Francisco 49ers. Interesting stop. So I love being across the street from the stadium. That's always awesome. Okay, this is very much the most, big box retailer stop we've had. And we're gonna pull right up here. All right, let's get this last load dropped off here as it's raining on us. All right, so if we look, we'd be making our way north back up 880. We'll be taking Cloverleaf exit to get on 101 North, and then it'll be that first exit on the right to get us back to the street where the depot is. So let's spin her around. But I want to try to get around some of this traffic. I don't think so. I don't think so. Come on, come on, come on. Just keep our blinker on. Someone's got to let us go. Maybe this truck will let us go first. Thank you so much. What? I don't think so. Alright, and this is our exit up here. Old Bayshore Highway. Alright, I can see the depot up here on the right. Look at that. It looks like we will need to turn around. Okay, yes, we'll go around here. Get a nice U-turn going. Get our hazards on. Alright. Brakes on. Let's kill the engines. Hazards come off. Well, I hope you enjoyed that episode. We did 13 stops of a local delivery, 9 to 5, and it was amazing. Thank you for supporting our small channel. If you like the content, please consider liking or subscribing and tuning in for another video here pretty soon. Thank you so much.